Chapter 7. Lian. "What do we have here?" the first soldier says. I cringe at his leering tone, and all the red apples drop to the ground. There are 4 of them. They all look unkempt, sweaty, and dirty. Very unlike the Aldonian soldiers I've seen in the past in Modos or at the wedding camp.
"Why, I swear it is the princess herself," says a second soldier,
happy as a raccoon that just found an egg nest.
"Can't be. The princess would have been dead by now," answers the first soldier.
I can smell the alcohol on him from where I stand.
"But who else has white hair and eyes? No, it must be the princess," insists the second soldier. "Is it you, princess?"
he slurs drunkenly, and not waiting for my answer, he continues.
"Time to go back home, your majesty."
The third soldier speaks with venom while toying with the knife.
"She doesn't look so majestic to me, covered with all that cursed one's shit. Fucking whore, more like it."
The first and second soldiers look at him and then at me, as if seeing me for the first time. And Dayton's story of Bagiva suddenly crashes into my mind. Only I'm not a cursed one, and I can straighten these men out if I can just stop this mutism that's come over me. Can't I? But I can feel hands all over me, inside me, and I can't utter a word or move a muscle. It's as if I'm back in the tent the night before my wedding. Suddenly, the fourth soldier lets out a scream at a surprisingly high pitch, and we all look at him. A sword protrudes from his gut. Dayton stands tall behind him, the promise of death in his obsidian black eyes. The third soldier tries to stab him, and he easily avoids his knife, grabs him by the back of his neck, and pulls his head until the sound of his spine breaking is loud for all of us to hear. The speed and ease with which Dayton kills them are unnatural. It is as if he was born to kill. He was once a farmer, I tell myself, yet I can't even imagine him doing anything but killing. The first soldier decides that the best approach is putting a knife to my throat.
"Move and she's dead,"
he says, and the pain hits me as the blade nicks my skin. The soldier stinks of alcohol and sweat, and I curse myself again for my helplessness. Dayton stands still and raises his hands in submission, and I'm stunned by the gesture. Again, I fail to understand why he keeps saving my life, time after time. The first soldier shouts to the second,
"Tie him down, quick!"
But the second looks frantically between Dayton and the first soldier and says,
"You fucking tie him!"
while raising his knife higher. The first gets pissed off at that and starts yelling at the second about what a useless piece of shit he is. This argument is a deadly mistake because they lose focus on Dayton. The first soldier's words stop mid-sentence when Dayton grabs his knife and sticks it in the soldier's eye, all the way to the hilt. He then grabs the second soldier by the throat while taking his knife from his hand, as one would take candy from a baby. With Dayton's hand on his throat, the second soldier manages to plead,
"Please don't kill me, please."
Dayton's dark eyes light up with disturbing glee.
"I love it when you fuckers beg."
Then he pulls the soldier's windpipe with his bare hand out of his throat. Dayton drops the body and turns to look at me.
"Did they hurt you?"
His eyes move quickly over me from head to toe. I'm too stunned to speak. From the terror of the soldiers, from the brutal violence he has just inflicted on them, I can't stop myself from retching on the spot right there in front of him. When I'm done, Dayton hands me a water skin full of fresh water and I splash some on my face. He carefully picks up the apples I dropped and hands them to me. The stupid damn apples. He looks at me and there is no hate in his eyes for the first time since I met him. That's because he pities you now instead. He doesn't say, "You should have stayed put like I told you. You should have done something once they came instead of just standing there like a useless statue. This is all your fault. He just stands there with the stupid apples in his hands. And that makes me cry. And I realize why I'm crying. But I don't want to think about it. I don't want to remember. So I wipe my tears and tell him we should go. I don't take the apples from him. I don't think I'll eat an apple again as long as I live. We do not speak during the days. We walk, barely stopping to drink, never stopping to eat or rest. But in the evenings, after the fire is set, we have conversations. Dayton is very curious about how I spoke to the direwolves. He has never heard of anyone who could talk to direwolves or even regular wolves. He has also never heard of a pure soul who can speak Mongan. He seems to believe me now that I have no answers, that it is a puzzle to me as well as to him. Perhaps it has something to do with the Nimatek. He ponders while his fingers run over the beads of his prayer beads. What's Nimatek? I ask him. Manera had said something about it in the swamps. Said I stank of it. You don't know. But you had to use it so much for such violent withdrawal. He answers, sounding baffled. I have no idea what you're talking about. I look at him blankly, but uneasiness spreads through my body. Nimatek is an odorless and tasteless drug the Aldonians use. It numbs everything. Taste, smell, feelings, desires. It damages memories, and it is highly addictive. It's odorless while consumed, but while the body goes through withdrawal, it reeks. They used to give it to enslaved Mongans. They could have given it to you in your food or beverages. My morning tea! I gasp in shock, as the reality of it all hits me. My guardian had given me tea every day since I was brought to the palace 9 years ago. I always preferred coffee, but she insisted on a cup of tea in the morning. You begged me to kill you when you withdrew, he said. His eyes are on the beads. I thought that was just a dream, I said, almost to myself. What else wasn't a dream? Maybe that day, when I clung to my mother as life finally left her body, wasn't a dream at all. It had taken 7 days of torment, and her body finally gave. She looked nothing like the vibrant and regal queen she was just a week before. Her body was covered in blisters, burns, and pus-filled lesions caused by the Aldonian healers' insistence on using leeches and controlled burns as treatment. I would have said the treatment was worse than the illness, but the illness was brutal. My mother's and sister's bodies twitched and seized, and they screamed and sobbed like tormented animals as pain sliced through them over and over. And through it all, my father refused to let any Renyan healer near them, or any Renyan at all. In a way, I was relieved for them both as death finally claimed them. But the deep belief that their pain and eventual, anguished deaths could have been prevented made me feral. There were no thoughts, no real consciousness as I clung to the only 2 people who ever loved me, to the 2 people I had let down by my incompetence to help them, to get help to them. I was only 13 at the time, but I could have done more for them. I should have done more for them. So when they came to retrieve their bodies, I refused to let go. My mother would have wanted a Renyan burial. She deserved as much. The soldiers were a blur. The blood I drew in my frantic attempt to push them away was also a blur. I'm not even sure whose blood it was. Most likely my own. I then woke up at the palace in my new room and felt and remembered nothing at all. There are figs and olive trees now. The air is sweeter, and its scent reminds me of my mother. I feel lightheaded at the thought of finding a home like I had as a child. My mother managed to create a small Renyan heaven on my father's land. She always spoke of Renya with great love and longing. Once, I was happy, and now that I remember those days again, I realize what darkness I was in. Now that I remember all that was lost to me, I understand why they had me forget it. Dayton appears more at ease near me since we encountered the soldiers. Is it because I was such a damsel in distress? Is it because I retched and cried? He still avoids looking at me when we speak, and he often grips his beads so hard I can see his knuckles whitening. The night before our arrival at the River of Tears, I ask, "Why did you save me from the wolves?"
"We've already been through this," he answers, his eyes on the beads.
"No. You told me why you wouldn't have them breed me. But you saving me from the wolves, it has nothing to do with Bagiva." He doesn't answer, his face reticent. "If Monera would have ordered you to kill instead of force me, would you have done it?" I asked. His eyes meet mine.
"Yes."
And I realize it's such a fluke that I'm still alive because he would have killed me, and there is nothing I could have done to stop him. I can't stop myself from asking him, "Then why didn't you just kill me? No one can breed a dead woman." He grimaces.
"I was trying to make a point, to draw a line, and killing you would be a cowardly way to go at it."
"But you don't see a need to draw a line in taking a woman's life?" Only Sun knows what possesses me to poke him with these questions.
"Why would I?"
He frowns at me, as if the mere idea of that being a problem is strange to him. "Because you're so much stronger."
"I'm stronger than pure soul men as well, so I'm not to kill them."
"But they know how to fight back. They're armed and trained."
"It's not my responsibility. Aldonians treat their women like shit. Mongan women know how to fight. Muscle tone is not what makes a good warrior. You weren't born helpless. You were raised to be."
I bite the inside of my cheek, and I don't know what to say about that. I just know that hearing out loud that he finds me helpless burns me. I hate feeling helpless. More than anything. Well, I guess next time I see that hag, I'll have to thank her for trying to make you rape me. She couldn't have saved my life in any other way, I say wryly. He barks a laugh at my words, but then he frowns at himself like he shouldn't have done that. Then he puts the fire out and lies down to sleep, and I know there is nothing I can say or do to make him answer my question about the direwolves. We arrive at the River of Tears in the late morning. It's the only saltwater river in Amada. Rivers aren't supposed to be salty like the sea. And now I remember the legend my mother told Lian when they thought I fell asleep. The river was created by the tears of the goddess, from when she wept after Sun raped her. Strange how I have completely forgotten it until now. I have a feeling that story wasn't about the goddess and Sun at all. That it was about Aldon's control over Renya. My mother never truly accepted it, was never at peace with it. She spoke to us in Renyan and taught us the secrets of healing and the ways to worship the goddess. Secrets and lies, all of it, because none of it existed when my father, the king, came to call on her. Dayton's voice pulls me from my thoughts.
"Don't tell them of the direwolves or that you speak Mongan,"
he advises. I turn to face him. His face is tight with wariness. He sighs and rubs his hand through his black hair.
"We have a saying, respect and suspect. Just be careful."
I'm surprised he cares. I hope one day to prove you wrong, Dayton. To show you Renya's true virtue. But he only stares at the river with a grim expression. I take a deep breath and turn to the wooden bridge crossing the river. His words concern me and stain the hope and joy I feel in expecting to meet my aunt. I cross the bridge and turn to look at him, but he is already gone. I braid my white hair and roll the braid at the top of my nape. Then I raise the cowl above my head so my hair will be as unnoticeable as possible. Renyan's hair is blue like the skies, and Aldonian's hair is red like the sun as it sets in Amada. No one in all of Amada has white hair. My sister's colors were blue, just like our mother's, and my brothers are red, like our father's. My eyes are also white. But since Aldonian women are always expected to be modest and avoid eye contact, the color of my eyes was always a minor problem. Still, it is the colors of your hair and eyes that signal your race. The tone of your skin means nothing. The shape of your eyes or nose might appeal to some more than others, but your hair and eyes let everyone know what you are. And I am the only person with white hair and eyes in all of Amada. There are marriages of Aldonian and Renyans across the royalties, and yet each child always has one color, blue or red. I am a freak, a curse. I belong to no race. My father ordered my hair colored red. So many attempts, yet the color never took hold, not even for several minutes, and my hair remained white. He was so desperate to rid me of the deformation he even had it colored blue, but that didn't work either. My guardian spent 2 hours every morning taming my unruly hair into sophisticated styles that would hide most of it under various accessories. And still, I was constantly stared at, talked at in murmurs. After just 5 hours of walking, I reached Renya's capital city, Milisuri. Since I laid eyes on the River of Tears, I've seen only beauty. The country road I take to Milisuri is filled with fig and olive trees. The rays of the sun dance around their leaves. Every once in a while, I see a clearing full of buttercups in a variety of colors, carpets of red, white, and purple. And there are packs of butterflies in a number I have never seen before. Nature doesn't lie, I tell myself. There is beauty in Renya like nowhere else in Amada. Milisuri has no surrounding walls, yet at the entrances a great white arch functions as the gate to the city. Forever we are children of sun, reads the arch in blue Aldonian letters. I remember the dream I had of my mother, and I wince. Even if Renya had adopted the true religion, this phrase is not from the true religion, and the paraphrasing is grotesque in a way. Or maybe it is silent defiance, one that only Renyans will recognize. The stone pavements and the small houses are all white and clean. The smells of jasmine and lilac are strong around the city. My mother smelled like this. I remember. It is almost as if she is here in Milisuri. Kids are playing and laughing, and people are smiling at one another. I pull my cowl lower, hiding my hair, afraid to disrupt the peace. The palace is easily noticeable among the small houses surrounding it. The white marble shines in the summer sun. When I reach the gate, I state my name and relation to the queen. The guards seem skeptical, yet one of them goes into the palace, and after almost an hour, he returns and escorts me inside. He's a young man with long gray-blue hair. His uniform is immaculate white with embroidered blue decorations. At his waist, a sword shines in the daylight. The palace is the most beautiful in Amada. Its magnificence lies in its simplicity. I always found the Khazari palace to be a ridiculous display of wealth. Khazaris are obsessed with gold in a religious way. The pavements themselves are made of pure gold, and the walls of their palace are made of black marble at a height of at least 10 feet. The roof is a giant gold dome, but this is nothing to the furniture and ornaments. Almost all of them are gilded, and many are embedded with diamonds and gems. I remember finding endless sumptuous pomp and ostentatiousness. I'm sure that was not the effect intended. Probably every royal in Amada would find me strange even to think it. That is my only memory of my visit to Amora, Kuzari's capital. The only one the Nimatek left me with. In Aldon, the palace is grand and lavish. Not extravagant like the Kuzari palace, but it sends a very clear message. This is the palace of the one who rules all of Amada. The walls are made of rose-colored marble, and enormous statues and pictures of sun are everywhere. Each carpet and piece of furniture seems like a stand-alone masterpiece created by the best craftsmen of Amada. I always found the throne room unsettling, with the endless portraits of warriors, the statues and murals of battlefields full of the corpses of the demicads and the cursed ones, and some even of Renyans and Kuzaris. In Renya, the wealth and power are not in the walls or paintings. They are in the flowers, the structure's openness to the blue sky, and the narrow water canals that escort those who enter it. I see the lilac and jasmine, the grapevines that climb the walls, sage and mint, pansy and primrose, and olive trees. Hummingbirds and butterflies are easily spotted all around. I've never seen such beauty, and it moves me. My eyes are watery. I haven't felt so at home since my mother died. Dayton's warnings are entirely lost to me now. I enter a vast white hall, and in its center, several Renyan men and women are standing, engaging in conversation. They all turn to look at me as I enter, falling into silence. Their faces are wry and cold. The queen, Tilil, stands in the middle of the group. She looks exactly as I last saw her when my mother was still alive. She is the manifestation of beauty and elegance. Her cobalt blue hair is in a high bun, and she wears a delicate silver tiara with small diamonds. Her dress is ivory-colored, and it hugs her body lightly, showing her beautiful womanly figure. It is so unlike the golden extravagance of Kuzari dresses, and has none of the puffiness of Aldonian dresses, with the intent to hide the female figure. Tilil approaches me, her cobalt blue eyes observing. She smiles at me with a royal smile. No teeth. She pulls my cowl back with both her hands, and my hair is revealed. I hear the others gasp. Then she holds my hands in hers, and her voice is honey-coated. What a gift from the goddess. We must hold a ceremony of gratitude for her. Our Lian has arrived home at last. I am home at last. I try to keep my smile as small as hers, with no teeth, although my happiness is hard to contain. I want to say something, but I'm so excited, so happy that all words slip from my mind. And then I see my sister. My dead sister.